you're most welcome, and we're grateful that you are here. So I had just given a story of a friend of mine who contracted a contractor to build a house after buying a 1,000 square meter plot, which cost him 500,000 pula. Now, the stages for inspection were not followed, and unfortunately, when the roof was about to be put, it was seen that they had to remove everything, they had to demolish, they had to rebuild. And we are here talking about rebuilding businesses. So for some people, having listened to you, for some people it's about building a business, for some it's rebuilding. Now I have a few questions for you. For example, how much money do you think was spent on building that house up to roof level? You are allowed to guess. The good thing is we have some engineers, we have quantity surveyors, we have property investors. So how much do you think was spent on a 5-bedroomed house from foundation until when it was at roof level, just before roofing? Just what do you think? 700,000. Okay? Muruti says 700,000. Thank you very much, sir. Anybody else? Any other guess? All right, so what we can agree, we may not be sure about the real amount, but what we can tell is a lot of money was lost because of somebody's carelessness. Now, I don't know, concerning your business, which you want to build or rebuild. Let's say for those of us who have made mistakes in business. It could be your mistake, it could be somebody else's mistake, that doesn't matter. What matters is we are saying, let's talk about these things and see how we can rebuild. Okay? Another question, what did you learn from this story? How did it make you feel? Most of that is a true story. It happened to my friend. How did you feel about it? What did you learn from the story? Anybody? Yes, ma'am.
I've learned, I think, two things. Even if you have hired an expert in the field, I think it's still important to do your part and keep on checking how they're doing. And then the second thing is that even if you've made the mistake, because mistakes will happen, it's okay to start again and try again.
Thank you. Are we clapping hands for her? Any other person who has learned something, or just tell us how you felt about the whole story? Here as a facilitator, not as a know-it-all. We are all learning, so let's just participate. Maybe you thought I would stand here and tell you, I'm here so that we learn from each other. Yes?
I believe from the story that every stage must not be rushed. It must be properly assessed, and then you can move on from there. Because if you mess up on the foundation, and when you get to the higher level, you may just destroy the whole project as a whole.
Right. Thank you. Are we clapping hands for him?
Thank you. I've learned that where there are processes and procedures, it's better to follow them rather than to take shortcuts, which can be costly in the long run.
Right. Thank you. Are we clapping hands?
I've learned that it's important to use the right resources, right skills for the job.
Thank you. Yes, are we clapping hands for him? All right, so maybe we can continue, right? If it were you, what would you have done? Maybe it's just food for thought, right? I get it. The question that we just answered now is related to this one. It's food for thought. Just think about it. Have you ever seen any faulty buildings? Have you seen any faulty buildings? Yes. Many times. What do you think causes us to have faulty buildings? Some of us have experienced it. You know the pain that you are feeling right now as we are talking. May the Lord heal your heart. What causes us to have buildings? I know some people didn't think we will talk about buildings. We'll talk about business, you know what I mean? Yeah, buildings. Yes, sir.
Main reason is cost saving.
Cost savings.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think it's very important for us to know that cheap is costly.
Powerful. I thought people were going to clap hands, but it's okay.
I think the reason is because of lack of research before the engagement. You have to research first.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. We are not tired of clapping. We are not. The last person, why do we have not only buildings, but projects generally? You know that we are known in Botswana for having very good policies. Of the policies, it's an issue. Now, you and I are quite smart, I think. You listen to everybody introducing themselves. I didn't see anyone who had to be stopped. Just wisdom is profitable to direct. You just tell us your name, what you do. Everybody did that without a problem. So it can tell you that the people in this room are some of the smartest in the country. It bothers me. Most of the projects fail. Can you give me examples? Apart from just building a house, do you know some projects that didn't do well in this country? Or maybe they were finished well after the expected time. Remember, every project, the major elements of every project are number one, what? 2, scope. Number 3, quality. Quality is in the middle of the triangle. And then cost. Thank you. So let's do it again. Number 1, time. Number 2, scope. Number 3, cost. And in the middle we have what? Quality. If any of those 3 things don't go according to plan, things are going to be messed up. Bad quality. So let's look at a few projects, major projects in this country that didn't go well. 1, National Sports Stadium. When was that? Do you remember? You remember there was a contractor who was hired to refurbish the National Sports Stadium towards the South Africa World Cup for soccer. When was it delivered? Years later. Excuse after excuse. Any other project? Now, if it happens that maybe you were the contractor, or hey, we are here to learn, so let's learn from our mistakes. We have made mistakes personally, we have made mistakes as organizations, so don't feel like, how did he know I'm here? I was the one who was entering. No, we are not talking about you, but we just want to learn. Any other project you know, a major project that didn't go well? Sorry? Murupule. Big disappointment. It's still costing us until now. We have to import electricity when we should be generating electricity and sending to others. Any other?
The stadium at
Serowe Stadium. Any other? I know you know quite a number of them. But let's end there. Because we are not here talking about the country. But what I'm trying to do is to stretch our minds. Right? We are stretching our minds so that when it comes to building our businesses, we already know. You see, when you start a business, it's a project. So one of the major things that I want us to talk about right now that causes people not to do well is the issue of personal development. Those who have notes can write. personal development is the first thing that I want us to talk about. It's easier said than done. Personal development. I believe your greatest investment in this life is investing in you. We try to invest in different things, but we don't want to invest in ourselves. I don't know if you know anybody who is highly successful in any career, in any business, in any endeavor, who has not invested in themselves. Help me ask your neighbor, how much money have you spent on growing yourself this month? Ask your neighbor, please. I know there are neighbors that are frowning, but just ask them, they won't do anything. Please answer your neighbor. How much money? Tell your neighbor how much money you have spent on personal development this month. Right. Are you happy with what your neighbor is telling you? Some are busy developing others. Before we go further, one way of developing yourself is reading books. It bothers me. Have you seen you are traveling by bus or by plane? Or maybe you are in a queue, called BPC, water utilities or something like that. If there is a white person there, they will be reading. If there is a black person, they are either eating, drinking, sleeping, or talking. What are you talking when you are not developing yourself? What does a black man do? They eat, they drink, they sleep, or they talk. Gifted. That's why Africa is called the dark continent. When was the last time you read a book? Can you show me your library? You wonder why things are not working. They are not working because of you. If you are having challenges in your marriage, it's your fault. Because you don't know enough. People don't fail at school because they knew nothing. They knew something, but it was not sufficient enough. Somebody's thinking, no, never. I'm here to learn about business. He's now talking about my marriage and he's saying it's my fault. It might be your fault. Let's lighten it. I get it. I don't want you to be angry. It might be sometimes it's just the partner who is a problem. But if you know enough, you can turn around that marriage. You get into a relationship with someone, it fails. You get into another one, it fails. You get into another one, it fails. You get into the seventh one, it fails. And when we talk to you, you say, you know me, I continue meeting fools. How wise are you? Fool number one, fool number two, fool number 7. You are the only wise person. I like your wisdom. If your relationship fails, take 6 months or more to work on yourself. Because there is something that went wrong, whether it was your partner or you. You chose that partner, didn't you? Yes? So you can't completely blame your partner. You chose or you agreed to that partner. So there was something lacking in you, which you need to work on now before you get the next person. Otherwise, you will get a different person, but same personality, same qualities. That's why people fail. You are not doing well financially. How much do you know? Unfortunately, these things I'm talking about, they are not taught in school. I don't know whether it was intentional. Marriage, relationships, money, they are not taught in school. You figure out by yourself. How do you figure out by yourself? By doing what your father, your grandmother was doing. Did they do it well? Maybe not. Help me tell your neighbor, be serious. Be serious. You spend money on your hair. You spend money on your clothes, you are doing well. You spend money on your shoes, but your head is empty. Hey, did I say that?
Yeah.
Tell your neighbor, I was traveling with a man. Several times I asked people, Africans, we need to wake up. I asked this man, I was reading a book, so I was talking to him. I said, sir, I love reading books. He said, the last time I read a book was when I was in school. I hate books. I looked at him, I said, this man must be crying. He must be ashamed to say what he's saying, but he's proud of it. Hosea 4 verse 6 says what? My people perish because of what? Ignorance. It doesn't say because of the devil. Oh, the devil is in my house. Oh, the devil is in my business. It might be true. But the greatest devil is your ignorance. There are those who say, me, I don't want to go to school. School is not important. Bill Gates, he left school. He dropped out. He dropped out. Okay. Well, now you are dropping out from where? You know where he dropped out from. You are dropping out from where? And do you have support systems enough? If you listen to Bill Gates, he takes reading vacations. Now that you even drop out of school, school was going to give you a little opportunity to have some networks and learn one or two theories. You drop out and you don't read books. How are you going to make it? And then we have others who have read books. Their IQ is very high. They know all the theories and the frameworks, but they don't know the practicality of the industry they are entering. And you wonder why business is not working. Bill Gates reads minimum 1 hour per day. Tell your neighbor, 1 hour per day.
1 hour per day.
Now, we are not saying he used to read. We are saying this is what he does up to now. Bill Gates is not number one richest man right now, but he's still in the top 10 anyway. He's not the richest man. But even when he was the richest man in the world, he was still reading books. He was reading which books? When you are the richest, whose book do you read? Hello. Help me ask your neighbor, when you are the richest, look for a neighbor who is smiling. There's those who are frowning. We shall ask Baruti to pray for them. Ask your neighbor, when you are the richest person, which books are you reading? Friends, success is not by chance. When you are in school, you pass by studying, attending all your classes, and making sure you follow up your teachers or your lecturers. There is what to do for you to make it. In business, people think they can do magic. That's why people do ritual. They think if I do a ritual, things are going to work. And we also have those who think if they fast too much and pray too much, it's okay to have spiritual power, but it's not enough. Yeah. What do you know about your business? What do you know about your industry? Who are the top 10 best people in your industry, in the world? Hello? Reading books, reading articles. The same time you spend scrolling on Facebook and WhatsApp and LinkedIn, if you were reading a proper book, it could change your life. Maybe you take even more than 1 hour per day scrolling. And some of the things that we read don't help anybody. May God have mercy on us. Books are very important. I have not seen anybody who doesn't read. Warren Buffett is going towards 80 right now. One of the top 5 richest men in the world. He is still reading. He spends hours every day devouring books. You wonder why Africa is like this. Don't like reading. All you know is following all the program, movie, every movie. But in this room, I don't think we have such people. No, I don't think so. When I look at your faces, But when you see those people I'm talking about, please help them. Tell them that there was one little boy who was talking to us today. He says, change the way you do things. We need to transform Africa. Reading must become your culture. Any area of your life or your business that is not working, you must be having enough books for that. One book per week is not bad. Now, for those who have not been reading at all, even one book per month is a good start. And then we also have another extreme. There are those who read like bookworms, but they don't implement anything they read. We are also talking to you. You might say, they're talking about library. My library is big and I read. Are you following what you have been reading? So personal development is key. Books under personal development. Number 2 is coaching and mentorship. Still under personal development. Coaching and mentorship. Who is the topmost person you remember when it comes to golf in the world? Tiger Woods. Now, how does it happen that someone is the best in golf, the whole world, but they still have a coach? Who is coaching them? What do they know? Hello? You still humble yourself. Even when you think you are now the best thing that ever happened, you still need someone you are accountable to. Who is your coach? Help me ask your neighbor. Who is your coach? Who is your business coach? Who is your marriage coach? Who is your relationship coach? There's one lady in Botswana here who has a group of companies. I now help her with executive coaching to lead in her business. But the first time she came to us, some years back, she came for relationship coaching. She already had a baby out of, without a father. And she was already feeling like, the clock was also ticking. She was going towards 40. She was beginning to feel that her case was hopeless. When she came for coaching, my wife and I were coaching her together. At first, she was very skeptical. She said, I just came because somebody referred me, but otherwise I would not have come. This thing, I don't think it works. So we started teaching her, we started interacting with her. Then she started realizing that even the relationship she was in was too toxic for her future. But we didn't want to tell her to get out. All we did was to show her the principles of relationships. We coached her for 4 months and she went away. After 2 more months, she said, I quit that relationship. Oh, really? My wife and I celebrated, but we didn't show her that we were celebrating. These things are very tricky. They told me to quit. Now they should give me another one. Yeah? So we were happy for her. Yeah. 6 months later, she called. She said, guess what? I have followed your teachings. I have found a guy that I grew up with, that I know. He has his own child, I have my own child. We have agreed to marry. But on one condition. I told him I have got coaches. I'm where I am. You are finding me here not bitter anymore because I have coaches. We will go to my coaches. If yes, the relationship will continue. If not, sorry. Yeah. The guy said, you know guys now. He said, I'm in. Let's go and see them. So they came, and like any other relationship, there will always be some friction here and there. Coaching is different from counseling, by the way. Coaching is like a school. We are not focusing on your problems. We are focusing on building you. So for 3 months, they came through coaching. You could see the fire was going higher and higher. They are happily married right now as I'm talking. You can clap, it's okay. Yeah. The thing that we held with her at Sanitas over coffee, she repeated, you people have put me in heaven. This is 3 years later. She says marriage is sweet. I didn't know. Friends, lack of knowledge is risky. Lack of knowledge is risky. If you don't have a coach, if you don't have a mentor, you don't know what you are missing. You see, your coach is like an elevator. If we are here and we want to go to 18th floor, somebody will go by the stairs. That's like trying by yourself. Somebody will use the elevator. That's using a coach. You see, a coach will tell you, don't follow this road. There is a ditch. I fell into the ditch myself, so don't. They are saving you time. They are saving you money. They are saving you life. Now, there is something they do in Nigeria, in some parts of Nigeria. That's why you see Nigerians are quite successful in business. One of the things they do is our pastor and his wife, they have their son, Peace. They want Peace to become successful, maybe let's say in retail. So they can talk to Ramachandran or anybody who is successful in retail and say, Ram, we are giving you our son to stay with you for 10 years. So this boy will go and stay with Ram in that home. He learns how the home of an entrepreneur is run. He learns how to raise children. He learns every little thing. He goes to clean the shop. He drives the truck. He does everything. He goes on the till. For 10 years, he is not paid. So the culture is such that at the end of 10 years, Ram is supposed to build a shop somewhere for their son. That's the payment. Say, now this is your shop. Go and do what we were doing. How do you fail? How does that boy fail? Proper mentorship. And we don't have that. Okay. How many of you are coaching someone or mentoring someone? One person you are coaching, whether they pay or they don't pay. Because sometimes you coach people for free. But sometimes you coach people for cash. I have a problem with the free, but sometimes it works. The problem with free is, if Mr. Chandino Fira is my mentor or is my coach, I will explain the difference between coach and mentor. If he is my coach or my mentor, and we are supposed to meet today at 2, and then a paying customer calls him to meet him at 2, you think he will still meet me? Mine will be postponed until further notice. He loves me, he wants to help me, but he takes what is more important. So I don't want to put my life in a gamble. Yes, there are some people who have helped me for free, but I know every stage I am, I need somebody who is higher than me. Now somebody is thinking, what's the difference between a coach and a mentor? Even in companies, some of you do coaching. When you have new employees or you have junior employees, you assign them to someone to coach them. You say, Smang Man, look after this one. Help them. Whenever they have questions, assist them. Okay? And give us a report after 6 months or something like that. So coaching can be done even by somebody who is not better than you. Coaching is different from mentorship. Mentorship, this is somebody who has done what you want to do. So sometimes people will struggle, how can I be? When you play netball or football, how many coaches have played football before? Some of them have never played football. They have certificates on coaching and they are good at coaching, but they have never played football. And if you listen to them, you will be a good footballer. True or true? Yeah. Yeah? But for a mentor is somebody, so if I want to get married, I'm single, I want to get married, it's actually possible for me to get a coach who has never gotten married. And they coach me very well and I enjoy marriage. It's possible. But in some cases, it's actually better to have a what? A mentor. Somebody who has gone through what I want to go through. So if you are looking for a mentor, that's where you say, you want to mentor me. What have you, can you tell me your success stories? If you are still beating your wife and your marriage is not working, maybe you can be my coach, but not my mentor. Does that make sense? Yes. Yes. Everybody must have a coach or a mentor, or mentors or coaches, because you may not find someone who is good at everything. Somebody is sharp on business, but when you start saying, how is your family, they don't respond. That area is no-go area, and it's okay. It's rare to get someone who is highly successful in academia, they are successful in business, they are successful financially, their pockets are bulky, and then they are happy also at home, they are very good at raising their children are flourishing. It's very rare. So don't be discouraged. You can actually have someone who mentors you on how to raise good children. Then you have a different mentor who helps you on how to grow your business. You have a different mentor. Do you get the point? Everyone must have a coach or mentor. Tell your neighbor that. Ask your neighbor, show me your mentor or your coach. Ask your neighbor, are you sure you are serious? Now, the other side of it is that you must be coaching someone. There is someone who doesn't know as much as you know. Tell you, I don't know, maybe people are different, but I love making a difference. I love empower. That's what I was born to do. I love empowering people. But you know what I've learned over the years? Most people are not serious. Most people are not serious. So I don't have time. Even some people who want to pay, some of them I don't have time for them. Why? Because you don't want to spend, because for me it's about fulfillment. You pay, but am I fulfilled that I'm making a difference? One man came, he's a director in one of the big organizations here. He came in 2012 when we launched the book 15 Secrets. I think some of you saw the book circulating just for you to see. The book 15 Secrets with a green color. He attended when the British Council asked me to come and have a financial seminar and we launched the book. He attended. Then, I think it was 2019 when he managed to get hold of me. And he said, you know what? I've been trying to come to you. I send you one message. I'm not a bad guy, by the way, you know that. Sometimes you just get busy and you want serious people. Simple. He says from 2012, 2019 is when I've managed to talk to you. Yet I had your number, I had your messenger, I tried to reach you out here. I said, it's okay, no problem. Then he came for executive coaching. And I was helping with his business coaching. His business is flourishing now. He's excited. What I'm trying to say is, even you, as you are looking at me, you know that you don't give everybody your time. Liane, from 2012 to 2019, with my number, and sending something on Messenger. How many people send you things on Messenger? Do you respond to all of them? So why are you looking at me as if I'm a sinner? We don't. These days you get people sending you WhatsApp, they say I'm doing this. People have not developed themselves. They haven't read books. They have not been mentored. They have not been tutored. So they don't know how to approach someone. I've seen people who say, somebody came to me and they said, Dr. Mutoko, I like what you are doing. You see, even flattery, we know it. Don't you? When people flatter you, don't you? Don't you know? You know. You see, people pretend that they understand someone, but they don't. If you have never bought my book, you have never commented when I post on social media, and you say to me, you know what, I'm dying to get your mentorship, you are the guy. You know, you are a liar. You're a liar. Whether you are paying or you are not paying, you are not serious. There is somewhere to start. There are people that I have coached or that I have mentored, people that I call until now. One of my mentees is in the UK as we are speaking. She's a Botswana lady. She hasn't done big things for me, but she shows respect. She shows that she honors what I do. Simple things. There are times when I call her, I WhatsApp her, how are you? Is everything okay? I call, but they are very few. Most people know what they are doing. They don't need any coach or mentor. So that's another thing. That's the challenge we have. And some of you, I can see from your eyes, you have been trying to touch lives. Oh, I want to touch lives with these young people. They already know. In 1 month of trying to help them, they will be helping you. They now tell you, so you see the way you are putting on your jacket, this is not how it is done. Oh, okay. So I'm now being mentored by you. I learned from one of my mentors. He's a highly successful speaker. He travels the whole world, like almost every country he has been there. One day he told me he went to see one of his mentors. That's one thing I've learned. Your mentor does not need you. Help me tell your neighbor that. Your mentor doesn't need you. You know why they don't need you? They got to their level without you. That's the truth I have learned from my mentors, and I take it seriously. I don't know about you. It might be too sharp for others. My mentors don't need me. If I decide today that I'm dropping from my mentor, I'm giving them more free space. So this mentor of mine, he made an appointment to meet his mentor. He left everything. I'm talking of a highly successful, multi-millionaire speaker. He left everything. He left his businesses to go and sit and wait. The mentor is not coming out. But he was just okay. Many people are not patient to make it in life. Then, after that, the mentor, that one is not a paid mentor, by the way. Because obviously, if you are paid, you must deliver, right? We can't be waiting for you and we are paying you. That's a different story. But especially if it's free. That's the problem with the free. I told you, free is a problem. So as he was seated, the mentor passed by, they were carrying his briefcase. He said, oh, God bless you. He was on his way to the airport. And everybody was comforting this man. Oh, sorry, we thought he was going to see you. See, you're saying sorry for what? I'm just okay. I will come back again. Everything is just fine with me. He has learned that when it comes to people who are higher than you, some people, it's not even your mentor or coach. It can just be a role model. For example, you want to meet with Ram. You want to grow your business. You send one email, he doesn't respond. You say, never. Am I looking for food from his house? Leave me alone. And then you go back to your style of doing things. But if you continue going there, you find out, when is Ram's birthday? What does he like? What does he enjoy? You keep following, find ways until you find a way in there. Are you with me? I hope somebody is getting blessed. I hope somebody is encouraged. You need a coach. You need a mentor. But if we are going to have a better generation following after us, we must also be coaching some people. Some we must charge them and teach them that it's important to pay. And others, we must help them for free. So coaching, mentorship, reading books. These are very, very, very important things. Your business cannot grow beyond your level of learning. Help me tell your neighbor that. Your business will be limited to your level of information. Be limited to your level of information. Number 2 is strategy. I know we have a break, right? When it's time for a break, you will tell me. Thank you. Strategy. What is a strategy? Anybody to help us? Now that we cleared this one of reading books, I want to see your library. We are not here to play. I want to see your library. If I come to your house and, hey, I don't see you, Number 2 is a strategy. A strategy is your long-term plan. This word came from the word strategos, Greek word called strategos, which means a game plan or a war plan. As you have heard, when you are in a battle and you have a good plan of action, you have a good strategy, you have already won how much percent? 50%. When you have a good strategy, you have already won what? 50%. Ask your neighbor, can you show me your business strategy? Not tactics. There is a difference between tactics and strategy. Your strategy has got your vision, it has your mission, it has your values, It has many other things. We should be able to go through your strategy and be able to tell where your business is going. When was Toyota started? 1918. Still going strong. When was Haskins started? More than 100 years ago. Which business do you know of us, we white people? Which business do you know that has gone 100 years and below and above? I mean, we white people who are here. Good thing is we are all white. So, which business do you know which was started by a white person like you and me? Which has gone beyond 50 years? I think there must be a demon called hand to mouth. Don't you think so? We are so comfortable with hand to mouth. There is no plan. The day you die, it's over. There is no plan. Now, going back to buildings, you can choose to build, especially in the rural areas, in your village. Do you normally look for a business plan? I mean, for a house plan? Usually we don't. They just build. Some of them don't even put foundation. Foundation for what? It's wasting time. Wasting time and money. You just start laying the bricks, it's over. You roof. After 2.5 years, everything is crumbling. You do it again, no problem. But if you want a serious building that is going to last long, you need a plan. And you need an expert who will do it. And it has to be registered. Guess what? When you want to renovate that house 10, 20 years later, you need that plan. Yes? True or true? You still need to. The experts will need to look at the plan. How does the plan look like? Okay, so the renovations, where do you want to? Okay, you want now to partition. They look at the plan. So they redraw the plans, they take them to the council, and the council approves. What sort of business are you running? Does it have a plan? Maybe strategy is even too much. Does it even have a business plan? Let me talk a bit on business plan. There is a debate ongoing all over the world. Some successful entrepreneurs say that a business plan is rubbish. Have you heard that before? Some say you must have a business plan. Now let me tell you what I think. I believe you need a business plan. Those people who say, I started businesses and made a lot of money and I'm successful, but I don't have a business plan. What they are not telling you is that they didn't have a written business plan, but they had it in their mind. Hello? Nobody can tell me they are making it big time in life without a plan. It's not possible. It's just that it's not written. Now when you want to follow that person, you don't have a plan in your mind, you don't have a plan in writing, and you are wondering why things are not working. Now, does it mean that when you have a business plan, it's done? There are people who fail still with business plans. But we are saying a business plan is important. Then go ahead and do a strategy. Some of the clients that I help, you, from outside, when you see somebody running around, they are doing business and money is coming in, you're like, wow. But when I sit down with them to do a business analysis, I talk to their accountant, I ask them some pertinent questions, I talk to the MD, I talk to different people, talk to the different employees, and I'm showing some records. You begin to realize, yay, this business is going nowhere. Making money is one thing. Building a lasting business is another thing. And the problem is once we start getting the money, we are okay. We start using it on personal needs. You can actually start a business today and you will be doing well when you have 1 employee or you are alone, you have 2 employees, you have 5 employees. But believe you me, by the time you have 10 people in your company and you have no strategy and you have no, number 3 after strategy is systems. Put systems in place. Put systems in place. Put systems in place. When you want to build a structure, you put systems in place. You want to build a business, you must put what? Systems in place. By the time your business is growing, sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean we are talking only about the number of employees. You could still be 2 people in the company, but the millions that are coming in, they begin to confuse you. And you begin to lose money because you don't have systems. So I enjoy it when I come into a company, I do a business analysis. After the business analysis, we start changing things. We do a research, we do environmental scans. Like this morning, I woke up at 2 a.m. Because there is a client I'm helping, I'm consulting for him for the next 12 months. We have a contract. By 30 June, we must have agreed on the questionnaires that are going to be used for an environmental scan. Right? From 1 July, we are supposed to start an environmental scan for his business. After the environmental scan, we analyze that data. After analyzing that data, I will now help him to craft a strategy. After the strategy, I will now help him to come up with policies. Hey, I think some of you have already seen it, whether you work somewhere or maybe you are running your own business. Have you seen how just not having a recruitment policy, recruitment and selection policy, it means you are hiring people haphazard. You don't have a remuneration policy. How can you have a policy when you don't even have a strategy? I was talking to 2 different MDs the other time. Do you have a strategy? No. Do you have a business plan? Yeah, there's one that a consultant did, but we didn't understand it. Okay, that's fine. That's ignored. Ignore? It happens. Then I said, how do you keep your employees happy? He said, no, we have awards. We have awards. Wow. Okay. My head is turning now. They don't have a strategy. They don't have policies. They don't have systems in place. The company is bringing in money and they say they are making their employees happy by awards. I say, how do you conduct the awards? He said, no, we just vote. Voting. In today's world. Okay, I say, no, it's okay. Okay, you vote. Then I started telling them, you see, so that's why I said, do you have an appraisal system where you are able to sit down with your employees at the beginning of the year and each person signs a performance agreement? Because you see, you start having problems with employees to say you are not performing. I'm not performing according to what? You hired me, I'm pitching up every morning, I'm leaving here at 5, I'm running around doing different things, and you say I'm not performing. There's nothing in writing. That's black men. That's how we run our businesses. There must be a performance agreement. After 6 months, there must be an appraisal. You said this year you are going to do this, and this, and this, and this. How far are you? Why 6 months? So that you can help them. Now, appraisal system, you know that in many organizations, it's used for punishing people. It's used for firing people. That's not how it should be used. It should be there to support your team. And you know, it's very fulfilling when you know, I'm coming here to do this and this. So I know my boundaries, I know my objectives, I know what I'm expected to do. For example, those in academia, you will be you agree with your employer that, we heard somebody was saying I'm a lecturer, right? You agree with your employer that this year I will present a paper at one conference. Hello? And then I will write one research paper. Those are goals that are very clear. So when we come to the end of the year, you didn't present anything at any conference, you didn't write any paper, you said your students' pass rate is going to be 90% upwards, you got 60%. What else, other things did you say you will do? Then we can say, do you qualify for a bonus or not? Do you even qualify to continue being with us? What were your problems? How can we help you? Now, if you don't have a strategy and you don't have systems, how do you even appraise the employees? And some of us, we have systems where we work. But when you start your own business, because if you are working somewhere and there are systems, there are policies, when you start your own, why don't you do the same? Well, it's not easy, right? Then look for somebody who can help you to come up with those things. Hello? Help me ask your neighbor, do you have an appraisal system? Let me give you a very easy example. Many people have got maids in their home. You know, being a maid, I think, is the greatest test of all times. There is no performance agreement. You are just asked to do anything, anytime to anybody. You wake up very early, you sleep very late, sometimes you are not given, there is no sick leave for you, you are not a human being. So you can actually learn by staying with your maid. Agree. What are you going to do here? What will we call your achievements? So we have talked a bit about strategy. We have talked a bit about, what is the other thing after strategy? Systems. There must be systems in place. You must have a quality management system. You must have a record system. You must have a financial system. You must have an accounting system. So when I talk about accounting system, I'm moving into number 4. Handling money. Handling money. Handling money. Handling moolah. I carried out a survey in 2016 among 100 small, medium, and micro enterprises in the manufacturing sector in this country. One of the major things that came out of the study was that more than 50% of the participants, they didn't keep records at all. Like 0, no records. You wonder why black people can't run a business that goes beyond 10 years. No records. Tell your neighbor, show me your records. You will be shocked. Some of the companies that end up collapsing, it's because there are no records. Money comes from the right direction, it passes through the left direction, it's forgotten. Do you know why most companies are broke in January? It's because the directors were on Christmas. And the directors didn't know that the company is a separate legal entity. According to the Companies Act, the company stands on its own. It can be sued and it can sue. Your business must have its own money, which has nothing to do with you. Separate your money from the business money. Please. Please. Tell your neighbor, please. You are running your own business. How much is your salary? Some people will say, you know what, Wilbert? I can have salary because you see the business is too small, so I'm still nurturing. You are not nurturing anything. Because if you had a salary, you were going to take your 3,000 puller from there and end there. If your relative says, Kana, we are having a problem, you don't take business money. It's not your money. You take from your salary. Now, when you don't have a salary, you chow everything in the business. And you wonder why we can't build strong businesses. You wonder why we can't rebuild our businesses. We have to get serious about this. Do you take your business account seriously? Business seriously. Why are you mixing business money with your money? There's one man I like, highly successful. He's a man of books. He's a man of mentorship. He runs a successful business. The other day he wrote on Facebook, he said, he had bought some cement. He does construction and they also have some hardware shops. So he bought cement from his own hardware shop. And when he was passing through the security guards, he had misplaced the receipts. The security guard said, sir, can we see your receipts? I don't know where I put them. They trust him, but it's business. He is Oga, but it's business. He could not pass with his car. How did they even see he had cement? They were searching his car. Hey, you don't understand this thing. They don't make it by chance. Cars are being searched when they come, they go out. Yours is being searched too. Tell your neighbor that. You see, the problem with you is that you are making yourself like a god in your business. Some people even have accountants and they tell the accountant what to do. Your accountant is an expert. Your accountant is supposed to tell you what to do. As long as you always tell your accountant what to do, you don't have an accountant. You have an assistant. Tell your neighbor, maybe you have an assistant. Your accountant should be able to tell you when you say, Kanana, thank you very much. Kanana kawatakuya ko high. You are high, but I'm mad. I need some money, I'm going to the village. The accountant says there is no money. And you know money is there. That's a proper accountant. Not all these people we make to run up and down, join here, go and do text. No, that's not an accountant. An accountant is a professional. I have talked to a number of accountants. Most of what they do is not their job. They are not doing their job. Because we have a lot of MDs who are hard-headed and they wonder why business is not working. Your accountant will tell you this route you are following is risky. This thing you are doing is risky, but you still do it. Never ever mix business money with personal money. It's easier said than done. Am I sounding like an expert myself? Am I sounding like I've never mixed? I don't want to lie to you. I've done it also. But I got to a time where I decided business money is business money. My money is my money. I remember one of my mentors saying he was visited by his uncle. He said, I hear that you are now a big boy. Your company is listed on the stock exchange. Kikupa mad. He said, I don't have money. That money you hear about is for the company. That's how they continuously go up. You see, some of you are very nice people. Every funeral is sponsored by your business. Very generous, and you are doing very well actually for yourself. Your business is the one that sponsors. You are sponsoring because the business has a lot of money. Even if you are doing corporate social responsibility, there must be a percentage. People should actually say, hey, there is a funeral. If you don't have money from your salary, there is no money. It can't be coming from Mr. Business. No, it's unfair. You are killing the business. You are doing what? You are killing the business. Please don't kill your business. Tell your neighbor, don't kill your business. That one is a big one. Have you seen how people run helter-skelter when it's time to pay tax? How about we do this? How about we do this? How about you have your business account, maybe it's a current account or whatever it is, then you have a savings account for emergencies, for the business, not for you. Where now you also have your own emergency account as a person. But in your business, when money comes in, let's say 5,000 Pula comes in, you know maybe half of it is going into savings. And the other part is for this, is for that. So you don't struggle. When an opportunity comes, I think you know some people, I will not mention their race or something. I don't want to sound like I'm a racist now. There are some people who don't even put money in the bank. Is it a good thing? I don't know. I'm not sure. But they must be having their own reasons. So that when they hear someone is selling a car, they have the cash. When now you have to look for ATM or to go to the bank tomorrow, but they are already ahead. I'm not saying keep money in your house, but I'm trying to let you see the thinking behind it. Your business must have an account. Those businesses that are even bigger, you can even separate. You say, this one is for emergencies, it's another account. This one is just for tax. You already know what percentage is tax. Approximate it. You get 10,000 puller, you know your tax is 22%. Before you calculate anything, just put it in that account and forget about it. Is that what we do? You mix the business money and your money, you go and you do mutselo, and then your treasurer chows the money, and you have a story after story. You can't learn from your stories. Hey, ask your neighbor, why can't you learn from your stories? Number 5, networking. That's where I'm ending now. Number 5 is networking. If you are here today and you are going to leave this place with the people you came with, and you don't have new contacts, you are not serious. Before you go, you see, it's not about what I'm saying. It's about us. That's why I allowed everybody to introduce themselves. You heard them. That is if you were listening. Some were not listening. It's just wasting time. Let him just talk. You must network. How does your social media look like? Let me ask your neighbor, how does your social media look like? Which social media platform are you very good at? Instagram, you are not there. Facebook, you put the picture of a cat. LinkedIn, you forgot the password. Which other one? Some people are not serious. WhatsApp status, you are not using. I can't tell you how my business has improved because of networking. Do you know one time I got contact from the UK from somebody I didn't know. He says, I've gone through your LinkedIn profile. So professional. I want to do business with you. I said, from internet. Doing business together. I don't know this guy. But I saw he was serious. Then he said, let's organize 2 seminars. One on marketing, one on branding. Then you and me will present together and we share the money. I said, okay, this guy sounds serious. Organizing seminars is not a big deal. I told my team, we put together the seminars, and one thing that surprised him is that I didn't ask him to send pounds. I didn't ask him to send money. I used our own company money to book the venue and to advertise. He said to me, you are the first person I have ever partnered with in Africa who doesn't ask for me to send money. Because they believe that here where I am, money is just everywhere. But you are different. He came down to Botswana. We held those seminars. The seminars were a huge success. And we shared the money accordingly. I was very transparent with everything. We had agreed to share the profits. We shared the profits. You know what he did? He took 1,000 puller. He said, keep this one to your children. I've never seen such an honest man like you. 1,000 puller for the kids to buy sweets. You know what I mean? From LinkedIn. It's allowed. You can clap hands. I see some afraid. You can clap hands. It's allowed. This is real. Your life can literally change within a fraction of a minute when you put yourself very well online. TikTok, you are not there. I'm on TikTok. I have 2 accounts. One is written pastor, where I preach. One is for business. Strategist, consultant, coach. Then I put my YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel for preaching. I have a YouTube channel for business. You choose which one you want. I was watching one of my videos. There's 20,000 views. I posted it just a few days ago. 20,000 views. People are commenting. I want you to coach me. I don't struggle to look for people for coaching. That one of advertising in the advertiser, we stopped a long time ago. People follow you on social media. As I'm talking to you now, people are busy commenting on my videos on TikTok, Instagram. Somebody says, I saw you on Instagram. I just like the way you do your things. Can you, please, I want to sit down with you so that I can have a financial consultation. Oh, okay, how is your budget? Because some people are not your customers anyway. Yes, how is your budget? No, I don't know. I hope you don't charge too much. I know this one. I have to talk them nicely. Just follow me on social media. Then when you are ready, we can talk business. But those who don't struggle, you want just one meeting with me? My hour is not very expensive, 2,500 pula. We meet for 1 hour. If I'm merciful, we make it 2 hours. We enjoy. 2.5. Somebody says, what? 2,000? I have developed myself for 20 years. I have read books. Even when you hear I am Dr. Mutoko, it was not by chance. I went to school specifically so that when I talk to people, they know I'm an authority in my area. What are you talking about?
My God, I love this.
What are you talking about? You become authentic. You don't necessarily have to have a degree. You can be authentic in your own way. But for me, I knew I want to be on the global stage.
Yes.
So that when they hear, in fact, I'm not yet anywhere near, because I'm waiting for the day that they will be clapping at the United Nations, where heads of states from different countries are gathered. And they are saying, let's clap hands for Dr. Wilbert Mutoko. So I respect you, I love you, but where I'm going, I want to impact nations. I'll tell you the interesting part of it. So that man who came from the UK, we did what we did. There was a man who was not looking that good. He was not dressed that well, from South Africa. He was a friend to this man from the UK. He came to our seminar. You know those people, please don't just look for those who are looking nice. You never know who is who here. Yeah. I'm telling you, some people are disguised. Be careful. That man, he is a professor in South Africa at the University of at UNISA. Do you know it was my first time? It was my first time to be invited, everything paid for, including air ticket and insurance, just in case something happens as I travel to South Africa to speak at UNISA. Everything paid for. It was because of that man. This man, I'm telling you. So, somebody locates me on LinkedIn. We do business together. His friend comes to the event. He introduces me to his friend. His friend was impressed by the way I spoke there, and he invited me to UNISA. From there, one thing led to the other. We just completed a consultancy project for the government of Lesotho. This year, early this year, we were doing it together with that same professor from South Africa. From LinkedIn to consulting for the government. What are you talking about? So for me, my mind has been stretched. I see myself at the world stage. I don't know where you see yourself. You need to be hungry and angry with yourself. Friends, don't leave this place. And any place you go to and you sit next to the person you came with, you are not serious. You can sit next to them but talk to this other one whom you don't know. Because this one you already know them. You know what they eat. You know you have their number. This one you don't have their number. You think I'm gonna live here? You think I'm looking myself special because I'm at the podium? You are joking. Before I go, I will have connected with you very well. Very well. I don't play with networking. I don't. Some of you, your business is not working because you are using traditional methods. Spend a lot of money on the billboards. It's okay. It's for big brands that are wondering where to put money. For you and me, relax. Take it easy. Social media is where things are happening. Go and register your TikTok account there. Some are dancing. I hope they get paid for it. If your business is dancing, yes, dance there. Show them your skills. If it's not your business, brand yourself very well. There is no video that I will appear on TikTok, on Instagram, or what without a suit. It's a brand. The way I'm dressed right now, it's a brand. What am I talking about? Hello? I'm in the professional speaker. Some of you want to be speakers. Which is professional speaking entity do you belong to? Zero. Because you don't want to pay 2,000 pula or 3,000 pula or 5,000 pula per year. That is why I normally refuse speaking for free. I am a professional speaker. I pay fees. One of the organizations that I belong to, I am supposed to pay 5,000 rands anytime soon. I filled in the forms yesterday. How do I pay if I'm speaking for free everywhere? Hello? Ask your neighbor, how do I pay? Tell them, you think I will pay by your thank you? It's just like every day you get into another person's car. Thank you for the lift. Thank you for the lift. God bless you. God bless you cannot be put in the fuel tank. What's wrong with you? Belong somewhere. Network. I belong to BICA. I'm a junior accountant. I'm not a practicing accountant. I qualify to be an accountant, but I'm not a practicing one. I belong to BICA. I belong to the Higher Education Academy in the UK. I belong to SAIMS in South Africa. I just joined BICA in South Africa. You need to wise up. People are giving you too much glory. That's why you think you are a champion. Village champion. My friend, people are doing things out there. Yeah. I saw one guy, he charges 5,000 USD per hour. And I'm charging 2,500 pula per hour. Why? I'm not yet serious. But you see, everything starts somewhere. Hey, with our people, if you say $5,000, but we are charging who? A government, of course, they might pay. This big enterprise. But you see, also sometimes you have a charge like 2,500 pula per hour so that people can understand. But there are others who go, 2,500 is too much. You know, this one is still very far. They are in another world. They are not yet serious. Just yesterday, I was speaking at the Professional Speakers Association conference for Africa. Pan-African conference for speakers. 9 of us were chosen across Africa to speak. You think it just happened? Then you wake up like this, they say, come and speak at the Pan-African speakers. You are joking. You are joking. After shakarakata, go and network. Go and network. I'm telling you, you need to wake up, because when you network, you learn new things. You move with technology. You come up with changes. If you are a speaker and you are listening to me now and you have no studio, you see these lights? You see my guy? I was told that there are cameramen who will be taking. I don't trust anybody taking me videos. I come with my own. Because I've seen enough. We went to Dubai. We were shot videos there when we were speaking. We didn't get the videos until now. In Botswana here, don't even talk. South Africa, nobody gives you videos. Shoot your own. You are speaking on, I have a generator at my house. I have an office, a studio, where with the green screen. I'm talking too much. Things have changed. Tell anybody, things have changed. The world has changed. You can't say you are a speaker, you are a poet, you do comedy, and you don't have a studio. What are you talking about? Invest in your business, my friend. Invest in your business. Buy good clothes that help you to brand your business. What are you talking about? When COVID started, I learned Zoom. I ended up even consulting, helping companies about Zoom. I'm not an ICT expert. I'm far from it. You learn. Go on YouTube, Googling. Yeah? Buy data. Learn. I've spoken at a global level. Like speaking at a conference where the whole world, people from different countries are there. It didn't happen by chance. I think I've said too much. Thank you for your time.